Welcome to my channel Langamor. In this series of Langamor Thanks for Kidnapping Me, I will share my story with you. If you're new to my channel, I'm Sirik. Nice to meet you. I love languages. I learned 35 languages. I cannot speak them all. Let's say perhaps 20. I just adore it. Languages help me save my life. And that is why in this first series, I share with you my story. The old version of me, when I was like just a little human, I was child trafficked and kidnapped, abused. I was with crazy people, hurt people. And my message to you is that hurt people, obviously. That said, hurt people who work on themselves, they do magic. And that is what I want for this world, more magic. In this video, I will share with you 5 hacks that help me heal from and deal with abuse. A little disclosure, these videos are not for children. So if there are children around, headphones on, please make sure they don't hear this. Without further ado, let's start with my hack number 1. The opposite of depression is expression, according to Holocaust survivor Edith Eger. She wrote The Gift. Definitely recommend you to read this. I will definitely make a video about that as well, by the way. It's really important to express yourself. So when I was working on myself, this book didn't exist yet. That said, one of the things that I did is expressing myself. For example, I would meet friends, close friends, and just share the story. And sometimes they would recommend me things or give me tips or whatever it was. Most importantly, it was just so good, someone listening to me, just that I got my story a bit out. And also another thing I did, and let's say if you do not want to share it with your friends or if you're not ready for that, write it down, not everything down. It's so important and that really helps. You have to express yourself. Hack number 1, super important. Number 2, sit in the pain. I'm literally sitting now. Sit in the pain, my dears. It's not always easy. It's so important. Acknowledge it, feel it. So what I used to do when I was younger, just sometimes crying, screaming, and also just feeling it and accepting it, that it's not okay. Some challenges I faced is I was sometimes comparing myself or saying like, oh, but some people are in war or I don't know what, or having worse or whatever story. Forget it, it's about you. It's okay, just sit it and feel it. Write it down if you want to, sing about it. Please, my dear color friends, sit in the pain. It's so important. Sit in the pain, okay. Don't stay there forever, however. It's also very important to get the anger out, the rage, what has happened to you. It's so important because it will otherwise always come back or stay inside of your body. And that is why what I used to do when I was younger, I would scream. I would also sometimes go back to my past, just in my mind. And what I would do is, for example, I would make a drawing of the people who hurt me, who abused me, and then I would, for example, just like with a pen, like really do like this, like sorry, okay, but it's really important. Or just like write crazy stories, and then I'm the dream master. I love to say that. I'm the boss, I'm the manager now. Another thing that I also used to do is I would now I'm an adult, so I would sometimes imagine myself going back as an adult to save myself, the child I used to be, and then knock on the door, and then let's say one of the mean, evil people who were touching me or hurting me or whatever, then they would open the door and then I would just burn them. Don't do this in real life. That was never my intention. The pain has to go out of your body, and it's okay if it's a process. It can take time. You can do it several times. That's all fine. Please, my dear lovers and cuddle friends, the pain has to go out of you. Number 4. This is actually important for the whole world. Have the right people in your life. So in the case of a big trauma, or let's say if you were abused, whatever happened to you, I'm telling you, even if it's your sister, your brother, your mother, your father, your uncle, your grandmother, it doesn't matter. You are, as I always say, your dream master. You decide who you have in your life, and even if it's your parents, no, it's okay. They do not need to be in your life. I'm telling you. Hey, I'm not saying now you have a little whatever fight with a family member and right away never see them again. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that in some cases it's really important to say no, have your limits. You have no control over them. I give you my example. So the people through whom I came here, I don't even call them my parents. So they're just the people through whom I came here, but that means biological parents, normally. They're not my parents, and that's my conscious decision. I don't hate them in this moment, not at all. I wish them all the best. I can even love them from a distance, like I love people around the world. However, I do not want them in my life. It's not good for my mental health. It also doesn't bring me anywhere because they don't change the way I want, and that's also their decision. It's not up to me to say that they have to change, but I'm just saying that the relation I believe is healthy is in a certain way, and they don't understand that in my life vision, and that's all fine. Hey, I let them be, and I also let myself be, and I decide everything for my life. And then it's also important to understand that you decide also about your story. But I think that's actually number 5. Hey, let's go to number 5. This is actually for all human beings on this planet. That said, especially in the case of abuse or trauma, if you struggle in your life due to that, and which I used to do when I was younger, I knew that it's very important to create your own story. Now you can say, yeah, but then I'm lying, what is the truth? But you know, even the truth, sometimes, like when you go to court and let's say a crime has happened and then you have these testimonies, people testifying, it's hard. Then, you know, our like brain and how memory works is always very complicated. Like, for example, even my story, there were other people involved, and if I ask them, they lived with me, like some of them for a few years, and we all have a very different experience. So doesn't matter, you create your story. In my case, so I just spoke about parents, and that like you decide if you want them in your life, and I just made the conscious decision that they are not my parents, not even biologically. Like, I decide who my parents are, so I created my own parents, for example, a writer or a person I admire, and those are my parents. And even for my family, I am blessed and lucky to have a little bit of contact actually with a few members of my family. That said, most of them I don't, and that's a conscious decision. It's not good for me, and it's probably also not good for them, and I don't want it. I created my own parents, like spiritual ones and writers, and also my own brothers and sisters. And actually, I'm gonna link you a video just below here. It's my brother. He made really fun of me. He actually looks like me. It's really funny. When I published this video last year, people said to me like, hey, he really looks like you. And you know, who cares? It's not my biological brother, but actually I can say it is my brother because it's my decision. I decide my story. Repeat with me. You decide about your story, about your truth. Please don't forget that, my dear cuddle friends. Thank you for watching this video. What to expect in the next videos? In some videos I will just read a passage of my book. In some other videos I will share with you the story, explain you some more things about it. Sometimes I will also, like in this video, give you some short hacks. Let me know if they are helpful for you. Let me also know if you have any questions or tips. And of course, a very important thing, please connect with me. I want to connect with you as well, learn from you. Let me know about your story down in the comments below. I'll put my email if you want to connect with me, and I always love to see a little comment. And for now, I say goodbye to all my cuddle friends.